gang, welcome back to another video here at Joe Daddy's Garage. As you can tell by the opening sequence, I'm working on the trunk lid or deck lid from Jade. Jade is a 68 Mustang coupe that I'm building, and there's a playlist with a ton of videos on that car. So if you're new to the channel and you're interested, go look at the playlist and you'll see all kinds of sheet metal work and mechanical stuff and all kinds of cool stuff that I've already done to this car. Now, this deck lid, I've already stripped it down previously, got all the paint off of it, and I've sprayed it down with epoxy primer just to protect it while I was waiting for other things. So I decided to go ahead and make a video on this process. Now, I'm going to sand down some previously applied body filler, my Rage Ultra that I use. So I'm going to sand some of that down and show you some blocking techniques. And I'm also going to apply more filler and take care of some dents that are in this deck lid. That's going to be the sequence for this video, and then there will be a second part of this video where I'm going to apply some primer. Now the primer is going to be the optics color changing that I got from Evercoat. So that's going to be the second part of this video, and there'll be more details about that at the end of this video. So it's time to get started. Alright, so in order for me to put primer on this deck lid, I need to have it prepped and ready. So in this case, I already knew there was a dent here, and in a previous step or a previous process, I had already applied some filler to this. And now what I want to show you is these high and low spots. So these are all high, and this is a low in the middle here. Now, there's no access to the back side. There's an inner structure there, and really can't get to it at all. So I'm just going to have to approach it from the top. Now I'm going to continue to block sand these edges and get those knocked down a little bit more, but I'm going to have to add more filler to this area. And I'll progress from there, but at this point I just wanted to show you these are your high spots. When you see bare metal, as I've said before in other videos, when you see bare metal, stop sanding. Because you can't make the metal go away. You'll make the filler go away around it, but not the metal. So you need to stop and get ready to apply another coat of filler. And that's what I'm going to do here. Now, one other thing you can do, because this spot right here I'm seeing is pretty high in comparison to the other two that are highlighted here. So you can take a body hammer and just try to tap that down a little bit. Don't get too carried away, but just try to knock it down. Now you can see that the edge of where I've been sanding, it's soft is what the term I want to use, because there's no hard line, there's no hard transition between any of these. You can see a little bit over here maybe where it's still dark and it's kind of a harder line, and you know, a little bit here, but that'll all sand off. And that's all I want to do. I just want to soften it up, because when I apply filler, I want a smooth transition. So I'm going to prep some filler and get it back on here. Now, one other thing I will point out, this has not been touched by the sanding block, so it's not very aggressive or not very rough. So I'm going to take the sandpaper and just go over that. Clean sheets available on my Amazon page. Evercoat Rage also available. Amazon. Yeah, you can get these anywhere. Going across that low spot, don't push in too hard. You want to just kind of skim across it so that you don't drag the filler out with it. I do want to point this out. Wear a dust mask while you're doing this stuff. As you can see, I'm doing a crisscross type of pattern. That's so you don't dig in and create a groove or anything like that. Block sanding. Now there's another way I can do this. I can speed this up with an air file or air sander, but I wanted to show you, if you can see, the color differences. Here it's still, scratched up from where I applied the filler, and it's a different color. It's a lighter green or a darker green than the area around it, and that just shows, again, high and low spots. So I'm going to get out the Baxter long sander and hit this and see what happens. Now, I've shown this before. This is from Harbor Freight, and this is 80 grit paper. Alright, that's a lot faster, but I can still see this is showing a low area right here. The color is a little bit darker. And then I have this high metal over here. So I think it's going to be best if I try to tap this down just a little bit. Otherwise I'm going to keep piling up material just to match this point. So I want to bring that down just a little. Again, body hammer. And now I'll keep on sanding. Alright, at this point I did go back over it with my block and just make sure that I didn't miss anything. And you can still see there's that high spot that I talked about. That's a high spot. So really this whole area is just a little tiny bit low. There's still a low spot right here. So what I want to do is apply another layer of filler and cover all of this. You know, be very thin, but it's going to give me a uniform covering so that I'm not left with these kind of things going on. So I'm going to clean this off and then put another layer on top. Alright, so that'll be the end of this particular video. I just wanted to show you, again, some of the block sanding techniques, the filler that I'm using, how to apply it, and that sort of thing, and that's what I've done on this corner of the deck lid. As you can see, I've got some more material over here, and that's because I was doing a double check, and I found another low spot, so I'm addressing that as well. Now, this has to cure, and I still have to block sand it. I'm not going to drag you through all that. However, this will be the end of this particular video. The next video will also be on this deck lid, and I'm going to be showing this spray gun, which is the Black Widow by Spectrum from Harbor Freight. This is a primer and base coat spray gun, and I forget who they said it's very similar to. I think they compare it to somebody, but I don't remember who. Anyway, so I'm going to be using this spray gun, and I wanted to showcase this high build primer. Now this I received from Evercoat. This is super high build 4:1, and this is color changing guide coat technology. This is their optic series. Now if you remember, I did a video sometime last year on their body filler and how it changes color as it cures. This is supposed to be very similar, and I also showed this in a video late last year that when I received this. And what I'm going to do, I will make the video with this deck lid, using this spray gun. And also, I'm going to do a giveaway, and let me show you what that is. So I'm going to give away the t-shirt that I got in the kit. Now I appreciate Evercoat sending me this t-shirt, and I have lots and lots of t-shirts. This is their Optics branded shirt, and I really do. I appreciate it. Now, it's got a little bit of sanding dust on it. You let me know if you want me to leave that on there. You know it's authentic that way. But I'm not going to give it away on this video. It'll be given away on the next video, because that one will be showcasing the Evercoat primer. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming soon. I have kind of a new vision, new ideas for the channel, trying to help it develop and grow and get more subscribers and get more noticed and all that sort of thing. So this is going to be part of it. I will continue to make these videos, share these videos, and try to get as much information out there as I can to help you with your home project. So again, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate if you give me a thumbs up and all that sort of thing. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, help this channel grow, and maybe one day I can retire from my day job and do this full time. Hey gang. Something. Calm. Okay. So last time. Pay attention. Last time. It's recording. Done.